In the past 48 hours, Marjorie Taylor Greene has called Donald Trump the Antichrist. She's called for Donald Trump's impeachment. She's called to invoke the 25th Amendment. She's called on all of her MAGA friends or former MAGA supporters to not pay their taxes in order to stick it to Donald Trump. And she's been rallying MAGA to continue to leave Donald Trump. She's been doing this all on social media as well as media appearances that she's made on CNN. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene's revenge tour right now. And let me just bring out the receipts and show you what she is doing, especially leading this boycott against Donald Trump by telling Trump supporters, do not pay their taxes. I mean, today's obviously tax day, whether we like it or not. But she's saying the way to really stick it to Donald Trump is nobody should pay their taxes because of how he's screwing everybody over. Here's a real post from Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that it's Antichrist spirit. It's more than blasphemy as Donald Trump continues to attack Pope Leo XIV. She also posted on Orthodox Easter, Trump attacked the Pope because the Pope is rightly against Trump's war in Iran. And then he posted this picture of himself like replacing Jesus. This comes after last week's post of his evil tirade on Easter and then threatening to kill an entire civilization. I completely denounce this and I am praying against this. Then she goes on CNN with Caitlin Collins and she's asked, do you really think that Donald Trump should be removed from office? And she says, absolutely. This guy's got to be removed from office. Here's what Marjorie Taylor Greene says. Let's play this clip.
Do you really think that the president should be removed from office?
I think we have to truly question the mental stability of any president that threatens to wipe out an entire civilization of people. That would include all the innocent people in that country that have nothing to do with the war, especially after President Trump said this was about freeing the Iranian people from the Iranian regime. So for him to call to wipe out an entire civilization of people, it is absolutely wrong.
Then she goes on to talk about Donald Trump engaging in blasphemy and how he needs to be removed again. Let's play this clip right here.
I thought that was blasphemy. As a Christian, I was very offended. And a doctor, President Trump is not a doctor. And that picture had him in a robe, as Jesus is often portrayed, with light coming out of his hands.
Next, Marjorie Taylor Greene posts this clip from Fox. And again, she's made it her mission. Destroy Donald Trump and make sure she brings all of Trump's MAGA supporters as part of this exodus away from Donald Trump. Here's what she posts. She goes, the cost of raising a child is over $300,000 on average, up 27% in just the past few years. This is why Americans voted to lower inflation, cost of living, and to put America first, and why they are so angry the focus is on war, driving inflation higher. Here's what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. Let's play this clip.
It's expensive to raise a child.
How expensive,
It's
Ainsley?
gone up 30%, actually, nearly 30% over the past 3 years. It costs more than $300,000 to raise a child in the United States nowadays.
So apparently it's all about where you live. And the most expensive places are Hawaii, Maryland, and Massachusetts. Okay. Of course, the South, you get a break. $17,000 in Mississippi, Alabama, $18,000 in South Dakota, $18,000.
So that's over the course of 18 years,
Correct.
Right?
For the first 5 years.
Right. But since 2023, they say the cost of raising a kid is up 27%. So just so you know, just keep track. They will pay you back. Right. If you just keep that invoice.
Do y'all think that most of this, though, is coming from the child care costs that is impacting?
Gosh, everything is so expensive. And what happens when you have a child is no longer are you buying things for yourself. Right. Everything goes to that child and you think about them constantly.
Then she made an entire documentary on her social media channels telling people not to pay their taxes. Now, I'm not going to play you a long clip, but I want to give you a short flavor of her rallying Trump supporters not to pay taxes right now. And here's what she said. She said, due to recent events, it's become evident that we are not voting our way out of this. Americans across the country have been calling for a national tax revolt. having tired from their taxpayer dollars being spent to fund endless wars, endless scams. Here's what she says about Donald Trump. Let's play this clip.
But Americans are furious for many reasons, and they don't want to pay taxes. Number one, they're tired of the national debt. We're nearing 40 trillion in debt, and this is what the government has done to America. But there's many more reasons. They don't want their money sent off to foreign wars, foreign causes to pay for regime change in foreign countries that they've never even been to. And Americans are tired of the fraud. They're tired of the waste. They're tired of the abuse, and they're tired of no one being held accountable. Well, I found Payman's discussion to be extremely interesting. After all, he is an American that came here as a teenager from Iran. He loves this country, and he believes America is the greatest country in the world, but he hasn't paid taxes, income taxes, for over 30 years. So I decided to talk to someone else. And today, joining me is Joe Bannister, a former IRS agent who he himself does not pay taxes. So Joe, thanks for joining me today. I really want to dig into this with you. I have to be honest, I was a little skeptical when I first talked to Payman. I was like, is this guy lying to me? How can this be real? Because as Americans, we just live most of our lives believing we have to file and pay our income taxes.
You know, when I reflect on the Trump regime's behavior also in the past 12, 24 hours as well, you've got Donald Trump's energy secretary over here, Chris Wright, saying just because we're heading in the wrong direction doesn't mean we're heading in the wrong direction. Play this clip.
Just because it looks like we're going the wrong direction does not mean that's the direction we're going. So
in terms of invoking the 25th Amendment, this is what it looked like when King William Alexander and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, and Queen Maxima, of course, very, very popular, the royal family, very popular in general there, of the Netherlands, and across the world, frankly, hanging out with Donald and Melania Trump at the White House. Donald Trump doesn't even know where to stand in this video. Let's play this clip right here.
I don't know where you. To the president's right. Okay, there you go. Oh, we did that. I'm thinking of those guys over there. That's what they think. All right, you're just listening into this as they are gathering for this now photo opportunity. The king and queen of the Kingdom of the Netherlands at the White House.
And folks, the wheels are clearly coming off the track, if you will, right here. Here's MAGA Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis from Wyoming. I mean, you don't get much more kind of MAGA and right wing than her. And here she talks about how people in Wyoming are really suffering right now under the Trump regime. Let's play this clip.
In my state and others, we had record distributions in my county in Wyoming of Meals on Wheels, records, which is an indication that more and more people are turning for food to subsidized food opportunities. So I'm worried, and I admit that, but for now I have patience.
New year, new routines, but have you ever stopped to think about what your shower water is doing to your skin and hair? There are a whole lot of people out there who spend thousands every year on skincare and hair care trying to fix dryness, breakouts, and dull hair, without realizing that the real problem starts before the products even go on. It's the quality of your shower water. That's where Jolie comes in. Jolie is a beauty wellness company with a clinically proven filtered shower head designed to remove chlorine and heavy metals that can damage your skin and hair. It installs in minutes, fits all showers, looks great, and delivers amazing pressure. And it now starts at just $148. A small upgrade that can make a huge difference in how your skin and hair feel all year long. I installed these in multiple bathrooms around the house, and I felt the difference immediately. Head to jolieskinco.com/Meidas to get yours. That's jolieskinco.com/Meidas. And if you or your loved one don't love it, you can return it for a full refund within 60 days. No questions asked. Also available on Amazon. Start the year with better water. Get Jolie for $148 today.
And then I saw this footage unearthed right here as well, just to show you how Donald Trump has always treated women his entire life and the way he has engaged in these like horrific misogynistic stunts. And, you know, it's why it's always important to call him out. This is from 1997 when Donald Trump held a press conference as Miss Universe Alicia Machado worked out on a stationary bike as Donald Trump mocked her weight and that she gained too much weight to be Miss Universe. And then he did this whole press conference calling her obese. I mean, this is who Donald Trump is. He's always been like a sick, vile piece of trash creature. And, you know, it's shocking to me that people are just kind of seeing it now. But I suppose better late than never. Just let me show you what this clip is here. Play this clip.
Some people, when they have pressure, eat too much, like me, but like Alicia. And what she's going to do now is she's got one of the great trainers of the world and a very, very famous man in his own right.
Our goal is to get her between 125 and 130. She will look 118 to you and to the camera, 118. So we want to keep that soft, feminine look. We don't want to have these short, bulgy muscles.
The weight was unacceptable to a lot of people. Now, all of a sudden, she's gained. I mean, literally, she went up from about 118 to about 170 pounds. It was incredible. And we had a choice, termination or let's get her back into shape. She gained 50 or 60 pounds in a period of 9 months, which is unbelievable. I've never heard of such a thing. And now she's on a very strict diet and she's working very hard. She's with a trainer, a terrific trainer, and hopefully it's all going to work out. But she's obviously got a major eating disorder. She likes food.
You called her an eating machine.
Well, at one point she was actually an eating machine. I mean, she was. Somebody said, gee, that's not a very nice thing to say, but it's true.
And then we're seeing a bunch of other MAGA people joining Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying right here. For example, you have, you know, this right-wing guy, Dave Smith, who voted for Donald Trump. And he's part of like the podcast bro stuff. Here's what he had to say. Play this clip.
And okay, so then like if that's not bad enough, then he posts the thing of him as Jesus this morning, Rob. Like he's so out of touch that he didn't. I mean, it seems almost like he is working to destroy his legacy, his presidency, and his coalition.
And then he's like, I've never seen anything like this before, where a president is trashing all of the people that got him elected. It's kind of weird. Here, play this clip.
But, you know, if you think about like what this is the equivalent of, like this would be like Joe Biden trashing Rachel Maddow, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, you know, like just like your people's favorite people. You're, you know, between the four of those might be the four biggest conservative right-wing shows in the country. And he just trashed all of them. And they also kind of represent almost like the spectrum of, because, you know, like Megyn Kelly and Alex Jones are very different people. You know, it's like all the way from Fox News to InfoWars and everything in between. And he just trashed all of them in the most, like it was Trump. It was kind of funny, I guess, in some parts of it, but it was so petulant and it just looked so bad. And then the reaction of all of them has essentially been to laugh at him. And I don't know, Rob, I've never seen anything like this before, where a president is trashing all of the people who got him elected. And it's so naked. It's like, look, here's the rules, okay? Donald Trump requires 100% loyalty, and he offers absolutely none. That's the deal. And, you know, you just demonstrate that enough times. It's like, all right, dude, then who the hell wants to work with you? Like, this is still a bit of a free country. And like all four of those people have the option of not supporting you if they don't want to. So why the hell should they? But, you know,
and then he says also, I think Donald Trump wants the Democrats to sweep, like that Donald Trump doesn't really care anymore about anything. This is what they're saying in MAGA world right now as Marjorie Taylor Greene leads this charge. Here, play this clip.
And look, Donald Trump is 80 and he's rich and he doesn't have another election coming up. And frankly, I don't think he gives a shit about, you know, I think Donald Trump would be quite happy for the Democrats to sweep everything after he's gone. I think he'd prefer that than some other Republican star rise. You know, like he'd rather be like, yep, I was the only one who could do it. And all the other guys were always second rate compared to me. Like, I don't think he cares about the country or any of that at all.
More from Dave Smith over here talking about how Trump's attacking Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and all these people. Here, play this clip.
He came out the other day and by name trashed Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones. And I got to say, man, I've kind of just never seen an act of political suicide quite like that.
And Cesspool puts it, this is a mega disaster. Here's what Donald Trump's most fervent 2020 supporters have to say about his war in Iran. Play this clip.
Trump ran on no regime change.
No more stupid, senseless wars.
No more wars. No more wars.
We're now getting the exact opposite.
We find ourselves bombing Iran.
This is a mega disaster.
Blow people up with fucking drones and missiles.
13 dead Americans.
MAGA went from being America first to now it's America last.
The war is costing $1.9 billion per day.
America's gotten poorer.
Gas prices, which are starting to skyrocket.
Diesel is at $6. Milk, bread, and eggs. It's going to cost substantially more money. How the fuck does this benefit me?
We're destabilizing the globe, you psychopaths.
You don't threaten to wipe out an entire civilization. Fucking shut up about that shit.
Committing war crimes every day.
Changing stories every 5 minutes.
He's a liar.
He is completely losing his mind.
Only 25th Amendment is asked.
He is a coward for doing this, and that's going to be his legacy.
Old, disheveled, evil person.
He looks really unhealthy. His belly's swole up. His calves are swole up.
The Antichrist is president.
Then Candace Owens says that Donald Trump is under demonic influences. Let's play this clip.
Trump is very clearly under demonic influence. I think Paula White probably put a spell on him of some sort. I mean, he is surrounded by, ironically, the very thing that he accuses me and Megyn and Tucker of being, because we're calling for peace. We're calling for peace. And he's like, these people are nut jobs. And then he has people like Laura Loomer, who has been forcibly placed on Psych 5150 holds as his number one advisor. She's like, I'm advising him. We got Paula White, who's telling him he's akin to Jesus Christ, which is absolutely blasphemous. And he thinks these people are totally sane. Again, very scary to be that far in the cave. He is so in the cave. He is so convinced of his own invincibility. It is completely unhinged.
There you have it, folks. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. And thanks everybody so much for watching.
New Midas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.